The road to the state soccer tournament begins here tonight. The Maple Grove Crimson at home in the Section 8 AA Boards quarterfinals to take on the Elk River Elks. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Sig Ligary, and fall has arrived in a big way. A lot of wind here, pretty cool out here tonight too, but obviously the wind is going to be the thing that these teams will have to worry about. It's something that's the same for both teams, but I think balls in the air are definitely going to be affected.
Oh, absolutely. This is the windy city or bad hair day, whoever we want to put it. It's going to be a factor one way or the other on the punts, on the goal kicks, maybe some of the passing. Wind gusts are up to about 25, 30 miles an hour, which is really kind of bad because the temperature isn't bad for this time of the year. It's in the mid-50s, but this wind is going to be just a hassle.
Maple Grove, of course, had an outstanding team last year. This year, a much younger group. They got off to a fast start. Didn't fare quite as well in the second half of the year, but still overall pretty strong at 7-4-4. They handled Elk River during the season, but you know you can't count on that kind of thing again in the playoffs.
No, you can't. As the Elk River coach said, it's a new season, 0-0. So whoever has a hot hand, and typically in this kind of a game, if the score is close, it's the defense and the goalkeeper that's going to keep you in the game and might do the victory for you.
Elk River did have a difficult season. They did score one big win on their home field against Park Center, a team that was up near the top of the Northwest Suburban Conference and is a #1 seed over in Section 5. So they know that on any given day they do have an opportunity. They're certainly the underdog, but they do have an opportunity to make a game of this.
Well, absolutely. The record says that they're the underdog at 3-12-1. But if you look at how they've been playing during the season, and the competition that Maple Grove has had, they've had a little bit of a tough time at the end of the year. So now they have to bounce back, and they cannot overlook this Elk River team.
All right, the Elks and the Crimson do battle here in the Section 8 quarterfinals. The winner moves on to semifinal action on Saturday. We'll be back with soccer action for you here on 12 Sports right after this.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
And welcome back here to Maple Grove as we get set to begin today's contest as the Elks and the Crimson try and keep their seasons alive here. Of course, you get to the playoffs now, and it's there's no second chances. It's lose and you go home. So the certainly less probably pressure, if you will, on Elk River as the low seed team and all that. But still, either way, no matter what, you don't want your season to end out here.
Oh, you want to keep moving as long as you can, obviously.
Elk River in the red and black and Maple Grove in white. Peter Spock, the junior in goal for the Crimson, and Keith Sullivan, a senior for Elk River. There's a look at Sullivan, who earlier in the year was actually listed as part of their JV. He came in and played a phenomenal game in their one conference win over Park Center, and he's kind of been the steady one in goal for them since then. Elks recover and take possession here as Joe Marsh sending it out to the left, but it's going to get out of play, and we will get a throw for Maple Grove as Brody Karen gets set to trigger it in. There's a look at Peter Spock, the Crimson junior. As a group, they've given up more goals than probably what they would like or what they've been accustomed to. And obviously it's a team that's learning on the fly. They were very experienced, very strong across the board a year ago. And that's high school sports. You're not going to necessarily have that every single year, but this group has come on and performed pretty well.
And they've had, as we were talking about before, they've had a very tough schedule at the end of the year. Talk about last year, they had 20 wins.
Garrett Maupin putting it out front, and it's floated over the top by Ryan Dubois. Dubois had 5 goals against Elk River the first time they played, all 5 goals in a 5-0 win. And the coaches for the Crimson were telling us that Elk River kind of had some breakdowns in the back of their D and allowed some players to get behind them and relatively easy goals. He said, I'm sure they'll have that fixed by this meeting second time around and playoff time. Maupin, a one-touch volley, gets it ahead. Dubois over to track it down. But, yep, the flag is up and now spotted, so offside on that play.
Officials for today's game are Chad Buckley, center referee. AR1 is Trent Lee. AR2 is Kent Jones.
So free kick here for the Elks, taken by Dan Laram, and it's going to bounce all the way through, and Spock calling off his defenders, and we'll grab this up. See what transpires if he elects to punt this one here, as the wind is definitely a factor, and it definitely knocks it down there. He try to drive balls hard and not so high tonight, but sometimes easier said than done. Ball battled for at midfield, and Dubois winds up with it briefly, knocked away from him, however, and carrying the other way comes Protas Babaya for Elk River. Now out to the outside, Tyler Eyrich. Elks trying to cut it back, and ball deflected out of play. It'll be a throw here for Elk River. Joe Marsh, one of their captains, getting set to take it as the sun comes back out strong here. Nice move there by Marsh in traffic. Crosses it with the left foot. Had a guy out there, but unable to really get it to him there. Joe Halverson was waiting. Now Dubois came back to meet that ball, but volleyed ahead there by Laram for Elk River. Chip to the outside and out of play by Evan Ditter. And we will get a throw here for the Elks.
Elks putting some good pressure on the Maple Grove defense.
Sent ahead to Dubois, but he is taken off the ball there, and Babaya will switch fields here. Ball rolling slowly, and they have to charge after it a little bit. Carson Freestead had it knocked away and taken by Garrett Maupin. Tries to go line with it there as he looked for Jack Gleckler, but it gets out of play. Header back toward the side, and Maupin not able to keep that ball alive, so Elk River will get a throw. They've had a pretty solid start here. We're just a few minutes in, and no score and no scoring chances as of yet, but Elk River is possessed pretty well in the Crimson zone.
I tried to clear that ball up, but the wind just took it all the way back.
Dorholt going to Maupin. Nice pass, and now coming up the line, but a little behind Gleckler, and quickly gets out of play. It'll be a throw here for Carson Freestead, a freshman, headed away, and Elk River will have to regroup here as Freestead comes back to get it. Gets the return pass, and they turn it upfield. Gil Valdez, one of their captains, handling there, got it to Chi Asangri. Taken away, though, by the Crimson, and Ditter sends the ball ahead to Dubois. Dubois to the outside, Sullivan charging out at him, and the keeper, Keith Sullivan, will get it as Dubois was running out of room there and got the ball out front of himself just a little bit too much. But still, I don't think the Elks want to see this very often tonight.
No, you don't want to do this. He gets behind the defense, and Sullivan comes out, cuts off the angle, and makes the recovery.
Throw in here for Elk River. Nice job to jab it away briefly there by Jared Schweiss, but the Elks able to maintain possession here, and at least in the very early going here, they're not looking like a team that's intimidated or anything like that on the Crimson home field here in this playoff game.
No, they seem to be quite relaxed and very comfortable in what they're doing.
Of course, a new section for Maple Grove. The girls are still in Section 5AA. The boys in Section 8AA, which more than north and west of the Twin Cities grouping. So in various sports, both of these schools, of course, are in the Northwest Suburban Conference, but in a lot of sports in the upper class, there aren't enough big schools out that direction, so that you kind of funnel sometimes Maple Grove and more so oftentimes Elk River into that group with some more of the teams from beyond the metro. Bavaya chased back by Dubois, keeps possession, and now dishes to Freestad. Taken away. Here comes Maupin for the Crimson, sending it ahead for Dubois. Dubois in somewhat alone here, cuts it back to the middle. Dubois shoots and he scores! Maple Grove on the board, and that is what Elk River had happened to them too many times the first time around, and Ryan Dubois knows what to do. His 18th goal of the season. Great ball, too, by Maupin.
He does the same thing, gets behind the defense, and now just pokes the ball over, gets the right-footed shot off. Sullivan no chance to get that one. So at the 6th minute, Dubois again getting open and behind the defense.
And not that you can say, okay, now we relax, but getting that one early like that does kind of take the pressure off. When you're the higher seeded team, sometimes you get late into the game and you start to worry about, are we ever going to get one in? And now they, have the feeling, okay, we can score. We know it. We just did it. Weigel sending it ahead now. Dubois, nice return pass for Dakota Weigel. Trying to drop that one back through the middle as he looked to go to Gleckler. Elk's able to get the takeaway. Well, we talked about it just a few moments ago when Dubois nearly had a breakaway, but was, shielded to the left side a little bit too much. See, Elk River has to be wary of that, and this time it happened fully.
Yeah, they need to drop back another midfielder from their 4-4-2 and help cover that middle because it's wide open.
I think Dubois showed a lot of confidence, too. I think a lot of players would not have been confident enough to take the time to cut it back to the middle and have a better angle to shoot it. They would have, hustled and rushed it in and, maybe would have scored anyway, maybe not. It's hard to say, but he kept confidence there. Sending it ahead. This play is onside. Sullivan will come out to meet it. Didn't hit it very well, but it at least got it out of harm's way. There could have been a 2-0 there for Maple Grove.
Yeah, that could have been a disaster.
Elk River trying to catch them offside, but boy, you got to be careful.
This is not a team you want to play the offensive trap on. But the offside trap, I mean.
Battling for it there, Joe Halverson. Now Asangwe coming up with it, dishes it back for Laram here for the Elks. See Maple Grove waiting to pounce and take it at midfield, and that's exactly what happens there. Schweiss sending it ahead. Here comes Dubois again. Dubois racing up the right side this time. Gets a shot away, and it's just deflected. Actually going to be a goal kick just off of him, but
again, that is so dangerous. You watch it again, Dubois, the right side. It's a 1-on-5 actually, and pokes it as Sullivan came out to cut down the angle, and it ends up being a goal kick.
Matt Dawson will take it. Even on that replay, I almost thought it might have caught Sullivan's foot a little bit there. I thought initially that it was going to possibly be a corner kick, but didn't work out that way. But still another dangerous opportunity for Maple Grove. I was speaking with Greg Leininger, the co-coach for Maple Grove earlier this year, and said, that's the one thing that we feel good about is we do have a natural scorer in Ryan Dubois this year. A lot of times you have a nice team, but just don't have a lot of people who are going to make a lot of good, creative plays to score. And he said that we do have this year in Ryan.
And they also have on the other end of it is Moppet. We watched him play earlier this year, and he has a tremendous range, goes back and forth, does a really good job. That's number 29.
Yeah,
So
and
watch
he
for
really
him.
helped set up that,
Yep.
that first goal. He's excellent on dead ball kicks as well. So Maple Grove regrouping after that foul on Elk River. We'll battle for it in the air here. And now boomed ahead. This one to the middle of the field. Again, that wind kind of knocked it down, made it change the outcome of that play a little bit. Now Sullivan will charge out to get it.
And he's got the wind to his back. Sends it way downfield.
Bounces off a couple of players here. Now John Dorholt back to gather and sent up onto the foot of Maupin briefly, but he loses it. Asangwe then sending the pass ahead. Chip to the middle here for the Elks. Matt Dawson trying to get it, but Schbach comes out to make a sure-handed grab of that one. Not a bad setup by Elk River there. The ball didn't stay on anybody's foot for long. It was they had an idea on how they wanted to attack there.
That was a good set that they had. They were moving the ball well.
Weigel racing up the right side. Had it jabbed away. It'll be a throw for Elk River here. Some substitutions here. Juan Mantilla coming in for Maple Grove. And for the Elks, Coleman Maggie will come in. And also Noah Adams. Not a lot of seniors on the roster really for either team, as you see Chad Morse, one of the co-coaches there for Maple Grove. Giving Chad a little hard time. He's going with the parka and shorts look here tonight.
I had to give him a hard time. He had the sales tag on his jacket. I said, "What's with that?" He says, "That's so I can find mine in the locker room."
Bounces out of play, and we will get a throw here for Maple Grove. Sent to the middle, but a nice play by Asangwe to break that one up. After maybe a touch of a slow start in the first couple minutes, Maple Grove has kind of started to take this one over, and indeed they have gotten on the board on that goal. About 6.5 minutes in from Ryan DuBois here, and we get a battle here. It'll go against the Crimson. A free kick for Elk River.
I was going to say that Maple Grove's doing a much better job on the 50-50 balls. Up until that time, they got a call for a foul.
Dan Laram will kick it, and here again the wind could present a little bit of a problem. He goes low with it though and headed away by Ethan Ungard. Goes all the way out though, and it'll be a throw on the other side of the field here for the Elks. Mason Tegg taking that throw for Elk River, trying to find Noah Adams, and it'll roll out of play, so a goal kick here for Maple Grove.
And again, kicking into the wind. Everybody's up by the midfield, but that's a smart move there. Make it a short kick and then move it up.
Onto the foot of Maupin, but he lost control briefly, but took it right back, and then a nice ball to the middle, and they'll switch fields here coming left. Dorholt. Pass knocked down, and then the Elks come back the other way as they try to spring Matt Dawson. Back to it first, though, was Brody Karen, or check that, Ethan Ungard. And now we get a throw here for Elk River. Maggie will take the throw in. Valdez coming back into the contest here for the Elks. Got one of their captains, Joe Christensen, who's been banged up and may not even play tonight. DuBois racing back to meet it here. Boy, really covers a lot of ground. You're seeing him up front on some of those breakaways, and you think he's probably not going to be drifting that far back, but he did.
But they do have a very flexible formation.
Maupin ahead to Weigel. As the Elk River defender kind of fanned on that one, but then they drive it. Let's see, this is going to be a corner or a throw. It went way to the corner with the wind's aid. It will be a corner. that flag is bending way in the corner there, and that ball, it was close to going over the sideline. Instead, it'll be a corner kick. So definitely to the advantage of Maple Grove there, and how that one wound up. Jared Schweiss will take this corner for the Crimson.
There you see the flag almost touches the ground.
To the front. They got a little bit of a head on that one, but not able to direct it toward goal. And now Ungard chasing it. He realized he wasn't in a great spot there and sends that one out of play. We will get a throw here for Elk River. Nice move there by Marsh. Now jabs it ahead to himself. Marsh trying to hold off the defender. He wanted a foul call there,
and he got it.
Yeah, is this or is this just a throw?
That's a throw. I thought he got the foul, but the ball went out of bounds and throw in for Elk River.
And now they will get a corner out of this one as ball knocked out by the defender for the Crimson. So lining it up to take the corner, Joe Marsh for Elk River, a senior. Hooking it to the side and hits the outside of the net with that one. So I think not really correctly gauging the wind there, I think might have been part of the issue. He realized it right away too. When I hit that ball out a little bit higher and maybe it'll drift back toward the goal.
You see it again. It just hooks from that wind right into the side of the net.
Here's a takeaway, and the shot goes just wide as Marsh stepped in. Maple Grove got a little careless in their own end, and Marsh had a rip at it but didn't get it on goal. And not a mistake that coaches Morris and Leininger want to see again for the Crimson, though, as that one led immediately to a chance.
Caught him napping. It almost cost him.
Pass broken up. The Elks looking to move it upfield, but Valdez couldn't reach it as he kind of stopped instead of continuing forward like his teammate expected there. Push to the outside, Dorholt. Ditter getting it ahead there onto the foot of Mantilla. Trying to get it to Dubois. Elks able to stop that opportunity.
Yep. The Elks had 5 people on the back line.
Babaya carrying it, but then jabbed away by Karen. And we get a trip called against Elk River. A free kick here for Maple Grove. Maple Grove leading at 1-0. This is the quarterfinal round, the first game of the playoffs for the Crimson boys here against Elk River in Section 8AA. And we talked about how the girls for the Crimson are in a different section, but they're also one round ahead. They played their quarterfinal the other night. They're playing the semis tonight, as you see that trip by Teg. And of course you can watch for the Maple Grove girls game on 12 Sports as well here as they take on Champlain Park's Rebels in the semifinal round of 5AA. Bang back out toward midfield. And it will get out of play. We get a throw coming for Maple Grove. Mantilla coming back to meet it. To Maupin. Maupin surveying the field here and chips it right up the middle off of Dubois' back. Wow. Sullivan was coming out to try and meet it. He was almost caught in no man's land there, but Dubois just couldn't quite find that ball as it had bounced right off his back.
And we're talking about Maupin with the great ability to see where his forwards are going to be. He gets the ball down to him. There's a throw in deep.
Karam's out front, and we'll get a foul call on a push against Maple Grove. So a free kick here for Elk River. You know, Maupin really has an uncanny ability to be able to put the ball where he wants to, serving those balls in. You know, it's one thing to be crisp with a ball on the ground from, 10, 15 yards, but he's able to really put it where he wants to up in the air. Good hustle and a good shot. Wow. Joe Marsh. Didn't look like there was a whole lot there, and not only did he win that ball, but he got a good, quick, hard shot away on the short side there, and Spock had to come out with the save. Dorholt's going to boom it ahead. Wind knocks that one down a little bit. Chest trap there by Freestad. But the Crimson wind up back with it as Schweiss. His pass broken up. No back pass here, looking for Mason Tegg, and he sends it out of play. So turnover forced there. It wasn't really Tegg's fault. The pass to him wasn't very good, and so they had to just regroup. Banged long up the left side for the Elks. Marsh hustling after it. Boy, no let up there, that's for sure.
No, Marsh does not know how to slow down, and he still takes a shot after it. It was that last opportunity. Look at this hustle right here. Gets possession, takes the ball, and sends it right at Schbach.
Yeah, certainly, you know, not a great angle for a shot, but
he got down there.
Yeah, he made that happen, and you know, obviously, if you weren't alerted, could have gone in. Ball banged around a little bit. The Elks trying to come up with it now. Dubois charges back to get it onto the foot of Mantilla. Nice ball there to Mop, and one touching it, trying to spring his teammate Weigel. Now sent ahead again. Dubois getting to it, and Sullivan able to come out and make a stop. He charged right at Dubois. Just got a piece. Here's Dubois trying to beat the defender. Knocked away. It'll be a corner. Showing how dangerous he is, and not just, I mean, yes, there's some praise and well-deserved for Dubois, but his teammates know how to use him pretty well too, the way it looks. So Maupin will take this corner here for the Crimson. We've gone past the halfway point of this opening half, and a 1-0 lead for Maple Grove, and they're trying to add to it. Getting a corner kick chance here. Maupin going low, the header, and it's still loose in front. The high volley just hits the crossbar. And a battle for it out front. It winds up in goal, but it's going to be called an offside, I believe, on the Crimson.
Well, hit the top of the goal, so it's going to be a goal kick.
Oh, you're right. Boy, another pretty good opportunity there. Elk River actually got first touch on the ball on a couple of headers, but they were unable to clear it. Sullivan banging it into Maple Grove's end, but they quickly recover, get it back, lofted high up the right side. And it will be Elk River's throw here.
It's that last corner kick as the ball hooks in and then bounced around. There's a little heel kick. That's where it goes over the top of the crossbar. Flag's already up and play is dead.
Schbach up with it, and a low left-footed boot into the middle there. Takeaway by Valdez for Elk River. Chipping it out toward the left, broken up there by Karen. And Ungard will come back to get it. Mantilla stepping to the middle with it. Snuck that pass through to Antonio Magadan. And they move it nicely up the right side. Now going to stop and look for a little more room. Maupin, one touch to the outside. Mantilla. Mantilla for Maupin. Good passing here to move it up by Maple Grove. Maupin serving it out front for Schweiss. Follow up there. It's knocked to the front. Here's a chance and a goal. Dubois again. Ryan Dubois getting his second of the game.
And again, that was set up by Maupin, placing the ball up in the danger area. Maple Grove doing a great job of moving that ball around and forcing the Elks defense to fan out. And that time it cost them. Here's it again. Here comes the set. Maupin touches it, gives it to the front, and Dubois right there to put it in. What a great setup of passing. I didn't see who actually touched it before Dubois got it for the assist.
And an opportunity the other way here. It's going to result in a goal kick here. Elk River hoping maybe for a corner, but not quite so. Crimson stretching the lead to 2-0 as Ryan Dubois gets both goals tonight for Maple Grove. Header there by Carpe Zugli for Maple Grove is checked in. Now Weigel had it, lost it. Laram switching over to the left side here for Elk River as they try and fight back. I thought, you know, for the most part, they've played a decent first half as a, you know, fairly big underdog here, but now that second goal really kind of changes things. I think they're going to have to try and open it up a little bit more to get some chances in the second half.
Yeah, I would look for the Elks to pass the ball downfield, go after it, go for the long ball.
Dubois and Weigel will get breathers here for the Crimson. Gleckler hustling after it. It's knocked out of play, so it'll be a throw for Maple Grove. Mantilla trying to get control here. And it will be a goal kick for Elk River as the Elk River defender successfully avoided Mantilla's attempt to knock it off his heel and out. So Sullivan will take the goal kick here for the Elks.
Kind of scooches that one across the field.
Nice job to knock that one down by Schweiss, otherwise Elk River might have had something going a little bit up the left side. Mantilla dropping it back. Chip toward the middle, but that one broken up. Karen playing it right up that line. It stays in. Nice little interchange by the Elks, and it results in a throw-in down toward that corner. Marsh has had a few dangerous opportunities for Elk River, and a swing and a miss at that one. See if the Crimson can capitalize, get it upfield here, but instead it goes, that is out of Elk River, so we get a throw for Maple Grove. Evan Ditter taking the throw here. Up for the header was Babaya for the Elks. Nearly a takeaway, but now Zugli had it briefly for the Crimson, and Halverson denied by Zugli there. It'll be a throw for Elk River. Asangwe keeping possession. The return was behind him. He has to circle back and get it. And he gets a return pass here. Asangwe then chipping it to the middle, trying to get that pass away to Irick. Might have been getting in this position where taking a shot would have been an advisable alternative there too.
Yeah, I think you're right, because they came in right here instead of trying to tap it. And it went through for actually a shot on goal, but not much on it. Spock having no issues with that one.
Yeah, he was expecting Irick to kind of, you know, continue sliding across and you know, present a good target and receive that one, and it just didn't quite click. Maupin knocking it to the outside. Mantilla hustling, trying to keep it in on the line, did not quite do so. He could sense that there was maybe a little bit of space to get something going.
Yeah, he has such great vision. Let's go look at number 7, Mantilla. It's Matthew Dennison coming in for the Elk.
Knocked away there from Zugli. Babaya trying to come back the other way for Elk River. Steps between a couple players, and he will win the race to the ball here and keeps it alive. Shipping it over, and they couldn't quite control it, and now Mantilla back the other way, just send it long through the middle there. Pounded forward again, overrun just a bit, but that's why you have your fellow defenders back there to help out. Up the left side here onto the foot of Zugli, and he'll drop it back for Dorholt. Tried to force a turnover there, but Gleckler couldn't keep it in play. We get a throw for the Elks. And their throw doesn't really connect as it goes off the foot of Halverson and out.
Jake Gillickson coming in for the Crimson.
Knocked ahead here, but mostly white jerseys back. Sent up the line, but out, and a throw here for Elk River. The winner meets either Rogers or St. Michael Albertville in the semifinals Saturday afternoon. If Rogers wins in their quarterfinal, then Maple Grove, if they won this one, as they're starting to look like they might, they would have to go on the road as they're the lower seed. But if St. Michael pulled the upset, then the Crimson would host. And again, I'm getting ahead of myself. Obviously, it's only 2-0 here, but laying out the scenarios.
Absolutely. Speculation is good.
Elks gaining control, and had it and lost it there was Songwe.
Yeah, they do good until they get down to about the 15-20 yard line, and then the Maple Grove defense just kind of collapses on them and goes the other direction.
Fight for it along that sideline. It's generally been a pretty clean game so far. You know, the guys battling, definitely, but I haven't seen much of anything that would kind of make you raise an eyebrow so far.
And as we get a foul call against.
Yeah, almost jinxed it right there, huh?
Did. I was looking over at Willie's sheet, and he only had 2 fouls each. Now we got it 3-2. But you're right; it's been a very clean game. Even though it has been very physical, a lot of contact, but nothing outrageous or out of the ordinary. See Maupin now setting things up.
Maupin driving this free kick. Dubois got a head on it. It comes back to him. He volleys it out high. Served right back in there, and a shot. Not a ton on it, but Schweiss taking that one about waist high and put it on goal anyway. Sullivan had to make a save. It wasn't a hard shot, but if he's not in the right position there, that one, you know, could have found its way in.
Absolutely. That could be trouble.
Oh, ouch. Ball blasted right into the face of Maple Grove's Jack Gleckler, and the Elk River player right away felt bad. He didn't mean to do it. But it's, you know, it happens, but it's no fun, that's for sure. He got rocked pretty good, and looks like he seems to be fine, but it was not one you want to take it from that distance.
You'll see it again.
Ball coming up, and
oh, yow. Right in the face. So we're talking to the medical attendant. That's Ryan Helmrich. We'll keep an eye on him, but he's down there being talked to by the medical personnel. And
he didn't, you know, at first glance, he didn't really seem to be, you know, supremely bothered by it. But you have to, you know, worry about concussion, obviously.
right, that's the big thing these days, and that's a good thing that they're doing that. You don't want to put a player back in and get him into trouble. As Sullivan takes that one.
Came out into a little bit of traffic, and he was also getting near to the top of the box
yeah.
there. It was kind of, you know, timing of that one was going to be interesting.
Yeah, he managed to keep his feet inside the box.
Uh-oh. Tight roping there as Schbach, as he was just barely able to keep his feet in on the side there of the box. Down to 6 minutes to play in this opening half. 2-0 lead for Maple Grove on a pair of goals from Ryan DuBois. Elks trying to regain possession here. Nice little drop by Schweiss. They go ahead looking for DuBois. It will be a throw, though, for Elk River.
And coming back in is Jack Leckler, number 9. Good to see him back in there. And Babea takes a rest for Elk River.
You know, and sometimes it's there's a little move up the left side for the Elks. Sometimes it feels like there's no rhyme or reason to those a ball like that. So, you know, you get hit in the face. I mean, it's never going to feel great, but sometimes it doesn't seem to phase you that much. And if it hits you just a little different, sometimes it can really be bad. And
yep.
And you know, you just a little bit of luck of the draw, exactly where it gets you. Here's an opportunity a little bit for the Elks. Valdez dropping it back. And get enough room to squeeze a shot out there, but it didn't happen for Matt Dawson. Maupin's pass broken up, but the Elks give it right back away.
Had to try to redirect it and put it off at the wrong angle. DuBois trying to get through, but he got intercepted.
Here's Marsh. Yeah, he's been probably their best player so far in this first half, I would say.
I agree.
Trying to go up the line a little bit here was Halverson, and it will be a throw for Elk River. They would certainly love to put one on the board before halftime, give them a lot more manageable, you know, start to the second half if they could cut the lead in half, but haven't been able to. And we get a trip call there against Magadan. Fortunately for the Crimson, it was about 4 or 5 yards outside of the box. Marsh, though, will have a free kick opportunity to line up here for Elk River.
A direct kick.
Out front and knocked away, and then knocked away again.
Good coverage that time by the Crimson defense. That back line just stood in its place and made the turnover. And here we go the other way.
DuBois chipping it to the middle of the field. Here comes Gleckler shooting and just wide. Would have been kind of a nice present for him if he took a ball to the face and then was able to come back with a goal, but just putting it wide despite a good setup here for Maple Grove as DuBois chipping that ball right to the middle. One touch, trying to catch Sullivan on his way out.
He did that, but then he would have waited another 1 or 2 seconds. He may have gotten a open net. But it's good to see that he's alive and well. That he's sitting up there right now in the forward spot.
Bring it over to Maupin on the left side. Maupin will chip it hard up that line, but too far for Gleckler to get to it. There's Gleckler showing no fear, getting up and getting a strong header in there. Now Schweiss stops on a dime here and comes back left for Gleckler. Gleckler leaving it back. Schweiss for Gleckler. And they almost got through there. Schweiss controlling it here, dropping it back. Maupin will curve one out front.
Wow.
Sullivan racing after it.
Wouldn't carry that ball a good 10 yards away from Sullivan. He was having some trouble gauging that one.
It reminded you of somebody like chasing a kite or something, and just
Right.
like, I can't quite reach it.
Right.
But fortunately for him, there was no real offensive threat, anybody around to really present a problem in that scenario. But here come the Elks trying to get something going here. They had their best moments really very early in the match. Now Marsh running it down. He'll get a throw in out of it. Not the corner kick that he probably desired, but a throw is not bad in that spot either.
1 minute remaining in the half.
So we are under a minute to play now in this first half. Marsh waiting for a teammate to get open and triggers it in. Then he gets the return, and he tried to chip it and really didn't hit that one too well. So a goal kick here for Maple Grove. Should eat up most of the remaining time of the half here, or a good chunk of it anyway.
Yeah, they've already used up about 20 seconds.
Ungard will take this goal kick here for Maple Grove and drills it into the Crimson bench. Elk River going to try and hurry and maybe see if they can get one last opportunity to go anyway. Back for Valdez. Quite a ways out though, and pretty well defended.
They're not gonna have enough time to get that thing set up, and the half ends.
So we have reached the halfway point of this quarterfinal game in Section 8AA. Our score at halftime is Maple Grove 2, Elk River nothing. We'll have first half highlights and then our second half of play here on 12 Sports.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
We are at halftime of Maple Grove's boys soccer playoff opener, and the Crimson leading Elk River by a score of 2-0. And after Elk River had done a decent job in the early moments, the offense started for Maple Grove as they started to really generate some chances. Starting with Ryan Dubois coming hard up the left side here. He's hemmed in a little. Nice move right there, but got the ball out front of himself just a little bit too much, and Sullivan able to stop him. But the next time around, he's able to get a step and then cut it back to the middle, put that right foot shot in, buries it about 6.5 minutes in. 7th minute there to make it 1-0 Maple Grove. Really good hustle here by Marsh. He's able to beat the defender and get away a quick shot. It was a shallow angle, but made Spock make a save. Off the corner kick here, couple of headers by Elk River, then this one lofted and just off the top of the crossbar. Boy, if that had been 6 inches down, that would have been a goal for the Elks.
That would have been,
or for the Crimson. It would have been a pretty spectacular one, but didn't quite work. And then here is the second one. It's knocked down. Bounces over to Dubois, and he is able to knock it in as Mantilla will get the assist there for the Crimson. And then it's Dubois trying to serve as setup man here, but the ball pushed just wide by Jack Gleckler. And so Maple Grove, a nice lead at halftime as they'll try and put away this one in the second half.
And looking at the stats, 7 shots for the Crimson versus 3. Shots on goal 4-2, fouls 3 each, and corner kicks Crimson with a 2-1 advantage.
We said it is playoff time, and here is a look at the bracket here as Maple Grove and Elk River doing battle here. Rogers and St. Michael, the other teams on their side of the bracket. Rogers coming to the playoffs with just 1 loss, and St. Cloud Tech, same, earning the top seed. You don't want to get too overconfident or anything like that, but I think Maple Grove, even as the 3rd seed, feeling that they've played probably a little stronger schedule than some of these other teams, and I think they, cautiously optimistic about their chances. It's a new year, a different section and everything. You can't take anything for granted, but I think they feel they have a shot anyway. There you see a windy afternoon here, and going to be probably quite cool by the end of the second game, the girls' game tonight. But right now, Maple Grove leading it 2-0. We'll be back with our second half of soccer here on 12 Sports.
An eating disorder feels like having another person inside your head. It kind of built this wall around me.
The main thing that we needed was hope.
Your age, your gender, your ethnicity. Eating disorders don't discriminate. They can strike anyone. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
Look at the Crimson here as we get set to begin half number 2. Now, in theory, they should have the advantage wind-wise in the second half, too. And it's nice feeling to know that you have already built a lead and then have the wind with you in the second half. Obviously, they kind of hoped it would work out that way, and that is the way things are shaping up so far. I mean, obviously, the wind doesn't guarantee you anything, but it does usually mean little better advantage in terms of clearing balls out and also of getting a free kick to get your offense started.
Well, it absolutely gives you a boost. You saw on the goal kicks and the punts that the ball coming from left to right went about 15-20 yards further.
Referee checking with both keepers to make sure they are good to go here, and I think we're probably seeing just about the last of the sun streaking across the field. So, for a short time more, that might be a little bit of an issue for keepers. But up the left side here comes Gleckler. Does battle over there with Babaya. And Babaya has it, and a push called against Maple Grove. It'll be a free kick here for the Elks. A little bit interesting that I think the strength of schedule possibly coming into play a little bit in terms of the seeding for this one, because Elk River only have 3 wins, yet they got seeded ahead of St. Michael Albertville, who has 6. So I think that probably indicates that the coaches felt they had played tougher. Offside here. Dubois looking for the hat trick, but was offside, and so a free kick coming for Elk River.
Sometimes I think it would be kind of fun to sit in that room when they do the seedings, too, because you're right. It's about, what's the strength of the play, the strength of the conference, all that little politicking that goes on.
Lofted ahead into the middle.
And nobody there but white shirts.
Played to the outside. I did have a chance to attend a seating meeting many years ago. I think it was soccer. And we've got a stop here, and we may have a card coming up, and we do. A yellow card issued to Elk River. I think it's a Songway who is getting it, and I did not see it. I think it may have been something he said. But getting back to the seating meeting, I always got a kick out of it. Whitey Johnson, who used to be the athletic director for the Robbinsdale schools, was section manager, and his instruction to the teams are, we're gonna each of you will rank everybody 1 through 9 or whatever it was, number of teams. And if I see any real blips on the screen that look out of place, then we're going to go out in the hall and talk about it. that was, if you see that somebody's obviously, you're going to have a little variation. But if you see somebody that everybody else has as number 2 and you've got them number 7 or something, then probably there might be something else going on. And there was some controversy. I know talking to some football coaches this week that, some of their sections were, didn't go the way they thought they should. And obviously, you're never going to make everybody happy, but that's the one thing that does bother me a little bit is you'll hear times when coaches, it isn't so much, let's talk up our neighboring school or our conference maybe, but they try to get a matchup that they want.
Of course.
And I just, come on, you got to be honest with it. That's the only way that process is going to work is if you truly play. Now, granted, your impression of a team can vary a lot from somebody else's based on, you might have seen them on a real good night and they might have seen them on a real bad night, things like that. And certainly there was a great deal of talk about that when Prairie Seeds Academy came into Section 5AA.
Yes.
Nobody really wanted to play them, to be honest. And, there was also a lot of disparity on where they should be seated because of their schedule. They weren't playing very many of the other teams, or a lot of the other teams didn't want to play them in the regular season. And so there was, that case was difficult to seed.
Right, a lot of animosity, and you're right, they didn't want to play them.
And I think even just, it was a little tough to gauge at that point how strong were they. Well, they have fared well in the section for the most part. They are the number 2 seed in that section this year. And again, Maple Grove not in 5AA anymore this year. They're in 8AA. Lifted high in the air, and coaches will never come right out and say it, but I don't think there's much doubt it's a less difficult section than what they came from. No slight intended to the teams that are in this one, but I think overall, year in, year out, 5AA certainly would present a stronger challenge. Here come the Crimson up the middle. DuBois chipping it ahead and got a little more than he wanted that one, and Sullivan reads it and gets out and gathers it.
Ooh, kind of shanked that one. But Elk River maintains control.
Nice step up there to take it by Ungard. Weigel playing it up with DuBois. Boy, he almost was able to drag that one past Hiram and go. Would have been an interesting one there. Get a throw here for Maple Grove as Mantilla comes back in. I thought he played a nice first half when he was in there. He played, probably slightly less than half of the half, but made some things happen certainly when he was in there. And here he is in the middle of a scrum trying to get that ball to DuBois. It comes back out. Now Maupin cutting it back to the middle. Firing. Sullivan the save. The rebound laying loose. Maupin is a left-footed kicker and got a low screamer on that one. And Sullivan able to fight it off really there. He couldn't come up with a clean catch. But his teammates able to help him out.
Again, this is the danger of Maupin and his skills to get around the defender. Takes that left-footed shot, and fortunately for Sullivan, there wasn't a player around for that rebound.
Going to see another corner kick as Elk River knocks it out immediately, and Schweiss will line it up for the corner kick here for the Crimson. I might have spoken a little too soon about saying the sun wasn't going to be any more of a factor here. It's got a little life left here down on this end of the field.
Fortunately for the players, the sun's not in their eyes on this corner.
No, only for the kicker, really. And
ooh,
that one
wow.
nearly snuck in right along the post and headed out of there by Irick at the last second for Elk River. Looked like that ball might get all the way in, either off the post or right hooking inside it.
That was almost a banana ball right into the net.
Ditter taking the throw here for the Crimson as they've kind of picked up where they left off late in the first half, controlling things here and leading it by a 2-0 count. Ditter trying to knock this ball down. And it went out off. It's going to be a goal kick. I apologize. I thought it had hit an Elk River foot on the way out, but it will be an Elks goal kick as you get another look at the opportunity Maple Grove got here. Watch Schweiss.
The wind just hooks it right in towards the far post and headed out nicely.
Boy, if you don't hit that one quite right, it might be off your head and into the net. But he got up confidently and wasn't really challenged, so he could direct the ball the way he wanted it to. Battle for it here in the center of the field, and eventually won there by Babaya for Elk River. Long run to chase it down, and they do so. And here's DuBois taking it away. Goes up the line for Mantilla. And it will be a throw for the Crimson as he was cut off over there by Mason Tegg. Maple Grove throw will be taken by Evan Ditter. Schweiss trying to hold off the defender, but actually a pretty good play to take it away. And Elk River trying to transition up and get something going in their way, but Maupin broke it up. Header flick toward Dawson. Now DuBois heading it to himself. He was 1 against 3, but he keeps fighting and gets to it. He shoots and he scores!
Wow.
Ryan DuBois. At first glance, you'd say there's not much of an opportunity to get a chance here. He was alone against 3, and he headed it twice to himself, and then what a rocket into the top corner for his 3rd of the night.
Watch this. This is incredible individual effort. 1 on 3. Then shoots the ball up in the upper right corner. Look at this maneuver and the good shot. Sullivan on the wrong side. He was on the far side of the net, anticipating action over there, but DuBois saw an opening and got the hat trick.
So a 3-0 count here for the Crimson. Maupin circling around it and getting that left-footed kick, but he didn't hit it quite how he wanted to, and we get a throw for Elk River as we see that great opportunity and chance and goal here for DuBois.
It's a nice view of that shot. Good camera angle.
I think the Elk River defenders were kind of, even though they know how good he is, they saw him score 5 before, even then they were still kind of just shocked that he was able to get away such a strong shot from that position. Carried onward by Dawson here, putting one to the middle but broken up. Follow-up try, and Valdez skies it way high and wide. Haven't had to see Spock do much in this game, especially as the game is worn on here for Maple Grove. He really hasn't been around the ball much, and that's generally a good thing, though. You want to keep the offense going, and that's what they've been looking to do. DuBois racing after it. Look out, here he comes again. He'll drop the pass over. Mantilla lining it up. Shoots with the left foot, and he scores! 4-0 Crimson.
That time DuBois seeing Mantilla open, gives him the cross, and Mantilla puts it into the net.
Good patience here by both guys, really, because he didn't just hurry up and shoot. He stepped to a good position and puts that left-footed shot right inside the goal post.
And again, wrong angle for Sullivan, and the floodgates just opened up. Elk River desperate now to get something moving. They need to get a goal in to get their confidence back.
Takeaway here for the Crimson. Schweiss gonna bang it long up the left side. Maupin closing hard. And he will get there.
He came about 40 yards,
I was
full
gonna say,
speed.
when that pass was made, you really didn't think it was going to be a play that they had a chance to get to, but they know Garrett's speed, I guess, there. And pretty good vision to see that wide side of the field like that. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, that's a card.
Get a collision here and a card forthcoming. It's going to be Maupin.
Yeah, he took his hands out and shoved the Elk River player, so he earned that one.
Maupin will come off after receiving the yellow card.
Probably just a little bit frustrated after that long run and not being able to get anything else out of it.
Team's making some substitutions here, and Zugli will replace Maupin. Get a chance to kind of cool down and get a little breather here. Mantilla chasing it down here for Maple Grove. Goes up the line. Du Bois hustling after it.
He's only got a 1-on-3, so.
And he'll draw a corner out of it.
Corner kick for the Crimson.
I know he's a Sioux, but he's a really good person. He's a really good guy.
Nobody heading over that way for Maple Grove just yet to line things up for the corner. I'm guessing, well, I was going to say maybe it's because Maupin, but although not necessarily on this side. I don't know if he necessarily takes him on this side of the field always, but he's not in there now, of course, after the yellow. So Schweiss will line it up. Deflected away, but still dangerous. Turnaround try. Ooh, and a pretty good shot there by Evan Ditter, but Sullivan was ready and makes the stop. Knocked away there by Gil Valdez for Elk River, but he's unable to control it. It'll be another throw for the Crimson. They led 2-0 at halftime and have added 2 goals in a span of about a minute and a half here in the second half. As you get another look at this turnaround shot.
See Du Bois ducking down because he was part of the screen. Sometimes you can be very effective just being in the right place at the right time.
Maple Grove, I think, has to be feeling good, certainly about getting a playoff win here, but more and more as the game has worn on, they're playing their type of game. They're playing well, playing together, connecting on passes. I think they've gotten sharper as the night has gone here, whereas they were, not bad at the beginning, but just not quite playing the way they have been in the last 30, 40 minutes.
Well, they're playing possession now, which is what they want to do.
Throw in here for Ditter. Abaya getting up to break it up, and then a follow-up try will bounce wide off the foot of Weigel there for the Crimson. So goal kick here for Elk River. Sullivan putting his foot to it here for the Elks. And we will get a throw here for Maple Grove. Ditter will take this throw. And intercepted. Kind of a quick turnaround, although obviously teams are fairly used to that from throughout the season, but you go Thursday, Saturday here at kind of maybe a little bit of a, decisions to be made for Maple Grove on, do we give some of our guys some rest here? You've built this 4-0 lead, and maybe possibly see them come out a little sooner than if the game had stayed closer, and give them a chance to kind of get their legs ready for Saturday. Babaya coming back hard for the Elks. Got it to Valdez. And knocked free from him.
Oh, you know they're going to do it.
Chip toward the middle and broken up there, but then the header knocks it forward. Laram hitting it high, but out of play. A throw for Maple Grove. And Magadan will come back in, as will Asongwe for the Elks. Champlain Park girls filing in as they get ready for their semifinal game in Section 5 against Maple Grove here. Maple Grove really had to hang on their girls to win an OT against Park Center in number 1 versus 8 seed game. And boy, every year we seem to see at least one of those kind of upsets or near upsets anyway.
Well, that's why you can never really count on your seedings to guarantee you a match. And sometimes if you're 7, 8 seed, you got nothing to lose. Just go out and play loose.
There's no doubt Park Center didn't have a very good year, but I kind of felt like they had maybe a little more talent than what that seeding or that record indicated too. DuBois will take this free kick here for the Crimson. We've got under 25 minutes to play, and Maple Grove will be advancing. They're up 4-0 here in this playoff opener, but DuBois hits the football upright with that one. It'll be a goal kick here for Elk River. Sullivan keeping it low to counteract the wind there, and then the next ball though sent very high into the air. Nice spin by Noah Adams. Now Marsh.
Oops.
Pass behind Caden Neubauer there, and be a throw in for Maple Grove, and they try and attack, and a nice ball ahead. Here comes guess who? DuBois hard up that left side, puts on the brake, shoots, and Sullivan a save. Ball still alive and is dropped the pass back. Bounces free out front. Here's a chance and a rocket, but Sullivan stops Jack Gleckler. So he had that one read pretty well. Gleckler got a lot on it, but relatively at the keeper there.
And again, DuBois getting past the defense. That's been kind of the nature of the game of this match.
Neubauer sending it to the outside there. Maggie with it for Elk River.
So last opportunity. The shot right on Sullivan. But again, Maple Grove doing a good job of putting that pressure on.
I'm just saying.
Tried to get a cross away, but couldn't quite get the angle to do so. So a goal kick coming here for Maple Grove.
And DuBois looking over at the bench. I think he indicated he wants to come out. Yeah, he's hobbling a little bit.
Get a hold call there against the Crimson, so we get a free kick here for Elk River. And it will be Dan Laram to line it up here for the Elks. Well, obviously they're, far behind here, but they'd still like to, you at least like to get one.
Yeah, just to get the motivation, get the momentum back on your side.
Sent to the middle there for Asongwe, knocked away, and then volleyed from long distance. Schbach will field it on one hop there for Maple Grove.
And that is Schbach's only or first contact with the ball in the second half.
Weigel knocks it to the outside. It'll be a throw here for Elk River. As Jeff Clune will come back in for the Crimson, and
DuBois does come out.
Not sure why, but we're having a clock stop here. Fish referee coming over to talk to the Maple Grove coaches, and obviously we're not really privy to what exactly was happening there, but Adam Wilhelmi coming in for Maple Grove. And Gleckler will get a break. So back into play here, and Elks trying to keep that ball alive there as Valdez got a little bicycle kick there, but it will be Crimson throw, and they try and work it up their left side, though, broken up by the Elks, and now they'll regroup from the back once more here. Lifted high in the air toward Clune. Laram heading it away and sent right back in. And Clune, a takeaway. Clune trying to line it up for a shot. He got a shot away, but going to go wide of the mark. They were still in pretty good position to block his path from shooting it where he wanted to there, but
Watch that scoreboard, Jason. His hair gets in there.
Sullivan will boot it. Nice strength on the ball there by Noah Adams. Now Marsh fighting it out for the ball with Jake Ellingson.
And he's still fighting. Marsh just is not going to give up.
Things starting to get a little more physical of late here. This shot's going to roll wide off the foot of Noah Adams. And we will get a goal kick here for the Crimson. You know, even though they're going to end up losing here, I think the coaches for Elk River, you know, when you're seeing guys still hustling late when you're trailing 4-0 for next year and whatnot, it leaves a little better memory in your mind. I mean, sure, you don't like to get beat like this. They got a real young team, didn't have a particularly good year, but when you got guys out there that are still willing to work and still giving it some effort, at least it makes you feel a little bit better about how, you know, how things are for now and for the future.
Who's yawning on headset? God, Jason.
That one deflected back out of play. We will get a throw here for Maple Grove. They have brought in quite a number of substitutes here down the stretch and leading it 4-0. 3 of those goals from Ryan DuBois, one Mantilla, the other for the Crimson.
It's a great opportunity to get some of the other players in for section playoff action.
And you never know when you might need somebody too for the, you know, you get an injury or you know, something situationally where you might need, you know, somebody at a certain position, or you want to know that your guys can really run hard and have a good sub behind them if they need to get a breather on occasion too. So those things all important for both for the player individually in his development, but also just for this team right now.
Yeah, you want to keep the skills up to date as much as you can.
Looks like a calf injury here for Dan Laram as he comes up and just kind of pulling on the back of that leg.
I think he had pulled a muscle.
Yeah, you know, if this were August, you probably might guess cramps, but when it's this cool, not as likely. It's still possible, certainly, but. Maple Grove guys trying to kind of stay warm and get themselves into the flow of things here, as they have mostly substitutes in there right now, enjoying a 4-0 lead and getting their crack at some good quality playing time too. That's what's a little bit nice too. I mean, if you end up, you know, anytime you get in is fun, but if you're, you know, if the game's so close that they can only put you out there for the last 45 seconds or something, that's not quite as fun. And this, they'll get some legit, you know, minutes and playing time and chance to kind of get into the flow of the contest here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the big thing. They get the playing time. And with 18 minutes left in the match, they have an opportunity to get some quality time.
Zugli will take the free kick here for Maple Grove. To the front, and it's mishit a little bit to the outside. Trying to keep it from becoming a corner kick, and actually it stays in play. Here's a long bouncer, and Sullivan able to scoop it up on one hop from Zugli's shot. And right back, regained by the Crimson there as Wilhelmy trying to get it to Clune. Clune dishing it back to the outside. Can Clune catch up? Not quite. And it will be a goal kick here for the Elks. To the middle of the field there and served back in, but quickly regained by the Elks. Valdez got it back, and he takes the return pass. Nice ball for Babaya. Babaya running it hard up the left side here for Elk River. Looking to get an opening. He might have bypassed his best chance for an angle to get it pass away and knocked back. Chipped into the air. It'll be a throw here for Elk River.
He had 3 other players with him, and then pretty much ran out of real estate with the right angle.
Knocked away from Clune here, and just kind of fell into his back of his leg. So it'll be a free kick here for Elk River. Chip to the front, and it got by everyone. A pretty good opportunity there for, I believe it was Dawson, but he just couldn't quite get a foot on it. Look there at Jared Schweiss and the seniors for Maple Grove. Kind of out there now guiding this second group a little bit too. Weigel got it right up the line, and now Wilhelmy turns. Pass doesn't quite click, and the Elks will take it right back the other way. Eyrick sending it ahead. Good recovery though by Ungard to break that up for Maple Grove.
Made that one look nonchalant and easy, didn't he?
Yeah, he just kind of took the right angle there too. Didn't get sucked up and stayed back where he could cut that ball off. Now to the outside, an opportunity. Then the pass was tipped away, and Clune was actually tripped up as he was trying to get to that ball. And it will be a corner for Maple Grove. Magadan will take the corner kick here for Maple Grove as we tick down to just over 15 minutes to go in the contest. 2 goals in each half for Maple Grove, and they have a comfortable 4-0 lead in this quarterfinal game in Section 8AA. And Babaya will be called there. He thought he had done a clean job of getting that ball, but the referee says no.
Maple Grove again with another opportunity. And they have really maintained ball control and possession in the second half.
Zugli putting it out front. Sullivan punches it out of there.
And then nicely punched right to his midfielders to make the transition for the counter.
Valdez trying to work around Clune. Got the pass ahead, but then quickly taken away and back the other way by Ditter. Now Clune. Clune to the middle, but lost it. And nice job of possessing by Babaya there, but we get a whistle and we might have another card issued, it looks like. Or is it a talking to?
Looks like a foul and a talking to. He hasn't reached for the card yet.
Although
maybe he did.
Babaya is coming off.
He had a few words for the referee a little bit ago, and he may have argued one call too many.
Now the card is going to come out. That's the yellow.
Right now he better just stay away before it turns red.
Trying to remember, it was not him, I don't think, who got the yellow. I believe it was Asangwe who had the earlier.
Right. But he disagreed with the call down on the Maple Grove, the Maple Grove and was arguing with the referee about whether he should or should not have called a foul. So we have a direct kick for Crimson.
Out front it comes. Sullivan unable to grab it. Rebound put in by Clune. 5-0 lead. No goal. I apologize. The referee has now waved it off.
Offside. Yeah, they're calling offside. You'll see it again.
At first glance, everyone in the stadium thought this was a goal. As you see Sullivan out in traffic trying to get to it, he just misses it. And Clune puts it away, but the flag had gone up, and so no goal. The celebration music and our goal call just wiped those out, didn't count. Now, when it's already 4-0, you know, you can kind of laugh it off a little more, I think, but Clune obviously would have been excited to get himself a goal there, and the sophomore. And they're not, the clock is not running here at Maple Grove. Ball comes free and sent out of there.
Well, I think we just ate up about a minute and a half of clock, and the clock didn't move, so we'll see what happens here.
Chipped ahead, Clune trying to rush to it and grabbed up. Get a throw here for Maple Grove. So each team will make a change here. Their substitution, Ellingson will come in, and they are going to come back in with Babaya. Here's Clune trying to get to it. Battling hard for it, and he got the pass away. Here's an opportunity, and just up over the top as Tyler Markvey collided with an Elk River defender just as he was trying to shoot that ball. It looks like the defender really got the worst of it there, but they both appear to be all right as the good sportsmanship as he helped freestand up there. Maple Grove will get a throw here as Evan Ditter gets set to trigger it in. Clune trying to win that ball back, but it goes out off of his leg, so a throw here for the Elks. Knocked around a little bit, and Sangwe first to it for Elk River, plays it to an open side of the field, but really nobody could catch it either way there, and it will be a throw here for Maple Grove.
And that's pretty much how it's gone the second half. Maple Grove keeping the ball in the Elk River zone for at least their half of the field. Looking over at Willie's stat sheet, Maple Grove so far in the second half has had 12 shots to 1 for Elk River. So that tells you where the possession's been.
Ungard, nice move there with it for the Crimson. Gleckler tapping it to the outside here, trying to get it to Zugli, and Zugli, nice move to step forward with that ball. Gets it to Clune. Clune in tight, puts it out front, and Sullivan gets there before Gleckler can. Clune, who had what appeared to be a goal taken away a few moments ago, and that time trying to be the setup man, and it almost connected. We get a foul here against Maple Grove, and a free kick for the Elks.
There's the last attempt by Clune. Gets past a defender, then kind of pushes the ball towards the keeper. And Sullivan picking that one up easily.
Up the line looking for Gleckler. Gleckler trying to beat the defender to the outside. Now he cuts it back into the middle, gets it to Clune. Clune had a teammate on his right, but didn't get much on that pass, and now we get a foul called against Maple Grove. Sullivan booting it ahead, but first to it there were the Crimson with Gleckler. And a little trip called there as Songwe tried to split between two defenders. Gleckler booming it high in the air here. Grant Warner tracking it down. And Neubauer sending it ahead.
And not a bad idea. We're behind by 4 goals. Send the ball down and see if you can make something happen. A little bit of shoving here. He gets the evil eye of the referee. He looked over and scowled at him.
I think Elk River initially disagreed with the call, and so they were trying to take the ball away. And boomed ahead by Babaya. High bouncer into the middle of the field. Isangwe traps it down, back for Babaya. Up the line it goes and hammered over into the Crimson bench. Chad Morse calmly directing that one with his leg there to be a throw in. And that one banged off of Valdez at close range, and he goes down. Kind of interesting. It's funny that these are the guys who, you know, at least for Maple Grove especially, haven't really been in the game, and now things almost are getting more heated than earlier. There's a shot on, and Schbach able to make the stop for the Crimson.
And he's going to punt it. That goes over the touchline. Will be a throw-in for Elk River. Still trying to get something going.
Swiped away there, and now played over to Mark V for Maple Grove, but then the Elks take it right back. Sangwe playing it to the outside and chip to the middle. Here's a header, nice. And it is just wide. Schbach came out to try and intercept that crossing pass, didn't get it. And pretty much an empty net, but the header goes just wide.
That was a good play by Elk River. Watch this. Nice pass going to the far side. There's a header. Schbach is already out. That was an open empty net for that header. Just didn't quite connect.
Yeah, and from this angle, it was, you know, a little bit hard to tell whether that one might sneak its way into the corner. Probably the best chance really overall for the Elks all evening long here, and almost getting one late. Irick will draw a corner kick as he banged that one off of Emmanuel Gabor, who was in there for Maple Grove.
First corner of the second half for Elk River.
Marsh will take it. Puts it out front. Here's a header. Ooh, and the D has to help out as again Schbach was coming out to try and meet that pass, and his defenders, though, stayed in position along that line and able to clear it out. They're going to go same spot. Header bounces the other way, and it will be a goal kick now for Maple Grove.
It's a good opportunity that time for the Elk River trying to get that first corner in. It looks like the wind has died just a little bit.
Yeah, it was howling pretty good, but right when this game started, and I'm sure the girls' team's hoping that that's the case, that it's not, still breezy, no doubt, but maybe not as bad as it was earlier. Here's an opportunity for Maple Grove, trying to push it through for Clune, and Sullivan will scoop that up as the defender was able to just get in the way there, shield him off. Here's Valdez playing it nicely out to the left here for Freestad for Elk River, but he's taken off it by Markvey. You get a throw here for Elk River. Gabor up for the header. And then chipped ahead. Clune giving chase, but the Elks, too many guys there. Now Mantilla, though, does get it ahead toward Clune. Broken up, taken there by Asangwe for Elk River, and he was fouled as he tried to get around Tyler Markvey. So free kick here for the Elks. And they didn't take it from the correct spot there, so they'll redo here on this free kick. Grant Warner lining it up for Elk River. And that might be a handball. Yes, it is. He got the forearm out to knock the ball a little bit there. So the free kick here for the Crimson. We tick under 3 minutes to play. Maple Grove going to win for the 8th time this season, and more importantly for them right now, first playoff win, and we'll head into the semifinals. And again, if the seeding holds, and Rogers wins the 2 seed, then they would host Maple Grove in the semi Saturday. If St. Michael Albertville upsets Rogers, then Maple Grove would be the home team. Drop back here, and Elk River trying to come up the middle with it there. Good hustle by Weigel, but didn't quite control it. Weigel, I think, has been out for a while, and when he comes back in, he's full of energy there, running hard at it.
Yeah, most of those starters are sitting on the bench.
Nice to have that, as an opportunity, as we talked about earlier, to get, your younger guys in, but also to get a little more of a breather, too, for the guys to line things up, get ready for Saturday. You feel good about the way the team played tonight, and you keep that momentum they're hoping into Saturday's contest. A little joust for it along the sideline here. And it apparently stayed in there. And here come the Elks with an opportunity, but it was overrun just a little bit. Cut to the middle of the field, they drop it back. Valdez trying to line one up, got the passway instead. Here's a shot, and it sails just over the top. So under a minute to play, and a decent opportunity there, certainly for Elk River. And one of their few real clean looks at the net in the evening. So
Crimson in no hurry now to get the ball underway.
Throw for Maple Grove, down to 20 seconds to go. Ryan DuBois, 3 goals tonight. Juan Mantilla, the other. Each assisted on one of each other's goals as well here. So Maple Grove rolling to the victory this evening to advance on to the semifinals here in Section 8AA.
So Maple Grove doing what they wanted to do, possess the ball, force the other team's defense to play them. Did a great job of moving the ball down, getting behind the defense, and they played a great game. Second half, they just really controlled the entire second half.
So it is Maple Grove 4, Elk River nothing, our final in tonight's contest. Hope you've enjoyed the game here on 12 Sports as the Crimson move on in the 8AA tournament.